you love your kids? Because you
Yeah.
put yourself in a situation where you wasn't going to be there for your kids. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
You
Oh yeah,
took a
yeah. My
rap
three,
so
three.
who don't give a
Right, and
shit about you, as a man who's a father, who don't give a damn about you, and allow that to happen. See, that's
so
some
let me.
bullshit. I
But
don't
no,
like that
let me.
shit. I
I
don't
know
like
I get it,
men
bro. But let me
who got
tell you this. But listen. But you got to understand something. Let me break it down to you. When you know that you are a cancer to your community, good example. Like I agree with you said. Do I love my kids? Like I said, I took the route, and I thought to myself, if I don't take the route and I continue to ride around doing all the dirt I'm doing with my kids in the back seat, the next time somebody shoot at my car, guess what? They're gonna take my kids. So sometimes you, as a man, as you become a man and you try to understand, you have to remove yourself, because if you are a cancer to any relationship to relate to somebody and you're the cancer, you have to learn to remove yourself.
So
See,
why didn't you
it's
remove
many things.
yourself by changing your life instead of going to
because
jail?
because
Because
I'm giving, because I didn't know how,
you
because
going
I
to
didn't
jail could make you a worse
because
person
I,
than
at
what
that
you are.
time, I get you, brother. You talking, what you talking about, when you talking about a simple thing as common sense.
So, Mark, let me say this, my man. I appreciate you being transparent. I'm Murphy. I'm sorry, Murphy. My bad. I appreciate you being transparent. I
It's one of
appreciate
the
you sharing
same.
your
Marcus Murphy. It's the same. They
story.
both on the
Okay,
same shit.
right on, right on. I get it. But the problem is, man, it definitely sounds like you didn't learn your lesson, because when the question was asked, you said you'll do it all over again. So there was no lesson learned in your decision making, and that's not good.
Let me
So
stop.
I
Let me
would
answer that real quick. It is, because I wouldn't do it now. The lesson
I
is learned.
thought
I
you said
wouldn't
you
do it now. I wouldn't do it now.
Can I rephrase, Murphy? Can I ask you a couple questions? You done, Hink, or no?
Yeah,
no, I'm
I
not.
wouldn't do it now.
No.
Back then, if I could do it over again, I would, because I would want to go through the trials and tribulations to become the man I am today. You have to get to, okay, think about, again, I challenge everybody to think about this. If you went back and corrected 5 of the things you did wrong to somebody, would you be different now? Would it be for the better, or you wouldn't know? There's no way of humanly possibly knowing that who you are today, you would be that same person. So
But
if you're happy
the
with who
scenario,
you are today,
but the scenario is if we did know what we did know now, right? That was the scenario. And the scary
right?
thing about it, you would do it all over again. So there's, like I said, there's no lesson learned. So you're willing to repeat the same mistakes, put yourself in the same situation, put yourself in the same predicament again. So you as
To
a
learn the
man,
lesson I learned from it. Yes, I would. I wouldn't want to. Why would I?
yeah,
Again,
that's not good,
I wouldn't. I would want to learn that lesson. I would not want to not learn that lesson. I would want to go through that, because again, me hurting somebody taught me something. Because um, it taught me something. It taught me something about myself and about others as well.
yeah, but
I wouldn't
we
change
don't
that.
have to
I
go
wouldn't
through
change that.
we don't have to go through situations like that in order to learn lessons. You can learn it by other people's mistake. I shouldn't have to go through them for something
Right.
for
True.
my
I agree.
son to learn.
But listen,
You
it's
understand what I'm saying?
individuals like,
Hold
right,
on,
individuals like themselves.
Hold on, Murph. You gotta let him
Yeah.
finish.
Yeah. Go ahead.
why go through that? And so you as a man, out of your kids, I assume you have some sons in there. I thought you said you had do you
Yeah.
have any sons? So you have
Yes.
sons, and what if they take that same mindset? You're not gonna be able to tell them shit. They're gonna say, Daddy, I heard you on the show the other day. You said you willing to do the same thing over, regardless of what
Right.
happened.
So I'm right. So
You're willing to repeat the same mistakes and do the same thing again in order to, to get to where you are, mentally. That's not
so
good, brother.
I would explain to them, and to you, like you just said. For instance, let's say you're my cousin, or my
Mhm.
neighbor, or my schoolmate.
Mhm.
Because I was again, I tell people this all the time. I'm gonna give y'all you can't be a superhero in the world. You can't be a leader if there wasn't a villain and the person that was there can't be any fix without destruction. Not saying that it's right to do that. I'm just saying that's humanity. I'm thankful. I tell people I'm thankful that uh, the lessons. I would repeat those things I did wrong because they helped the people I know that they helped. I have to look at it as
Murph. Let me help you out, bro. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you believe in abortion?
Do I believe in abortion? No, I do not.
I gotta watch my word.
So you made sure that you did not delete any of your children.
Not one.
I get that. I don't want to be pro-abortion. We know having all them kids is extremely irresponsible, especially if you have separated households. Because when we was talking about it earlier, one of the things I was trying to say was the framework in which it occurs. The kids need both parents, and if it's not possible for you to be in a household with both of them, then that wouldn't be what I was speaking to in my previous argument. But I get you don't agree with that, right? You understand how detrimental and harmful that was to the kids and the lifestyle you were living at that time. The environment that you grew up in made you think some things was normal because of the environment. Where you from?
I'm from St. Louis.
Right. So you Midwest. St. Louis. Right. I'm from Chicago. So we kind of got similar like neighborhood structures in both the areas. Right. So certain things that go on in the neighborhood, like where you from, that outside of there seem crazy as hell. Like if you grew up in an open air drug market, when people talk about selling drugs like it's regular to somebody that didn't grow up in that or wasn't raised around it sounds like you just speaking completely off the rails. So right now you kind of speaking about I get the point you're trying to make. You're saying that, hey, I wouldn't change anything because I like the person I became through the triumph and the struggles. But let me rephrase this. If you could become that person without the same triumphs and struggles, would you change everything to still end up in the same spot with
then yeah, of course I would. Of course I would. Then yeah.
That's better. Okay. So you're not
but again, I know, like I said, I have two cousins that I have literally I took a rap. Let me just say that we all brothers. I took a rap to save two other brothers that I thought were better than me. So I took a rap basically.
Hold on, let me translate this for you, because he's saying, for anybody that don't understand, that he felt that he was in a position where he couldn't make the best out of his life and somebody else was in trouble. So instead of him letting that other person fall down, he said, you know what, take all the weight and put it on me, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do this for you so you can succeed in life. Is that what you did?
That's what I did.
So it seemed to me like your whole life was just taking the weight and then letting shit pile on and just saying, fuck it, I'm strong enough to carry everything, not realizing how destructive it was for you and the kids and people around you. But you was trying to carry it on some this how a man moves shit, because you was raised to think that whatever come your way, shit, I'm gonna shoulder this shit, put it on my shoulders, and I'm gonna walk with it. It's my cross to bear, no matter how deep it is. I'm gonna walk with this motherfucker. I understand it's not translating that way to everybody else.
And I'll say this to even open the panel mindset up with me, because I wasn't raised by neither a father or a mother. I was raised literally by the streets. I was running numbers. I was running packages. I had a grandfather, but all he did was spoil me, which was his job. He never taught me discipline. So I didn't learn discipline till later on in life. And when there's no discipline in a male that's trying to become a man, then there is no consequences. Then there is no structure, and there is no wrong and there's no right, and there's no reasoning, and that's because there's no foundation. So I always tell people the lesson I learned, again, like I stated, is you have to embrace your wrongs. You have to embrace your goods. You have to open your mind up to realize, when I did situation A to certain for this individual, I know I did wrong, but you have to pray to your creator and say, what good came out of this? And I think what we don't do as humanity, we don't really look. Again, I tell people all the time, using a parable, I always say, man, drunk driving is horrible. But when I hear about it, and you hear about an accident on TV, it make you say, shit, I can't do that. Certain things that we witness, hear, or come accustomed to, we have, it's a wake-up call. So I always say, if somebody doesn't make a mistake, nobody can learn from it. We have to have mistakes in order to learn.
Before you took that rap for some other guy, how many kids did you have?
By the time I had three, I had three. My older daughter and two sons. Say it again.
Do you love? My question would be to you, dog. Do you love your kids? Because you put yourself in a situation where you wasn't gonna be there for your kids. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
You.
Oh yeah, yeah. My three. But I
don't give a shit about you as a man who's a father who don't give a damn about you and allow that shit to happen. See, that's
so let me. But no, let me. I know I get it, bro. But let me tell you this. But listen. But you got to understand something. Let me break it down to you. When you know that you are a cancer to your community, good example. Like I agree with you saying. Do I love my kids? Like I said, I took the route, and I thought to myself, if I don't take the route and I continue to ride around doing all the dirt I'm doing with my kids in the back seat, the next time somebody shoot at my car, guess what? They're gonna take my kids. So sometimes you, as a man, as you become a man and you try to understand, you have to remove yourself, because if you are a cancer to any relationship to relate to somebody and you're the cancer, you have to learn to remove yourself.
So why don't you remove yourself by changing your life instead of going to jail?
Because I'm giving, because I didn't know how, because I didn't, because at that time, I get you, brother. You're talking about a simple thing as common sense. Common sense. The saying is common sense, not common. At that time in my life, I wasn't using common sense. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't using. Again, I wasn't being mental. I was strictly being natural, being a male, being like I said, a cancer to my community. I wasn't trying to be helpful to no one.
Dog, I can't let you use those words, because not all men would move like that. I didn't
say men. I said males. Males. See, you, and I get what you're saying. That's not a man, brother. You're right. That's not a man. But that's the thing. The problem that I'm trying to convey to the verbiage. It's male versus men. When a male is moving around town killing people, that's a male. That's not a man. It's a male. He's a male species. He's a male species. He's a male human.